Technical difficulties.
Wow. What a way to start a live stream. Like,
close enough.
No cameras, no backgrounds, no nothing.
Yeah, we're good.
Barely made our deadline.
We're good.
Sounds like a Monday, except it's not. It's Tuesday. It is Random Fandom Tuesday for the week of July 18th. I am your host, Wes R. Scott, and I am joined once again by super producer, editor, graphic designer extraordinaire, Andrew Daw.
Yo.
Sorry, I'm still. I feel like I'm scrambling here from my entire day.
It's been a day.
Oh my gosh! I guess I should probably up the.
It's up to you.
Up the fontage here because my old man eyes can barely read this. That's the one I'm looking for. That's
there you go.
One I'm looking for. Let's go. There we go. Okay. I think
should be good.
I think I'm squared away now.
All right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Random Fandom Tuesday nights. Of course, this is the show where we like to hang out and just chat with you guys about all of the, not all, but some of the entertainment and pop culture news that caught our attention in the last week. Albeit, like you said, just before we went to air tonight, Andy, a lot of it is going to circle around
around a certain topic.
The strike.
Yep.
Which has not, it's pretty much affected everything I care about.
It has. It's definitely impacting, like the ripples are being felt outward as it continues to grow.
Yeah. Before we get to any of the entertainment news, oh, by the way, I should just remind everybody, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I made a gesture on Sunday night talking about, for those of you who may not take part in the YouTube live streams, who are catching this in the replay, especially on just the audio side of things, thank you so much for making our show as successful as it is. I hadn't looked at our metrics in a while, and when you told me what they were,
they're not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good for a 3-man, sometimes 2-man show for twice a week for the last couple of years. Apparently, there's enough of you out there that like listening to us that it's worth it for us to keep going. So we definitely will be doing that. Now, before we get to any of the news items for tonight, it might be time to roll out one of the old
Random Fandom Trivia.
Nice
questions.
All right. So for this question this week, I don't know if this is going to be an easy one or a hard one. For some folks, it might be an easy one. For others, not so much. Question.
Yeah. Okay.
What are the names of the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus?
Oh, dear Lord. The redhead, the brunette, and the blonde.
That'd be them.
Wow. You know what's funny is that Kim is a huge Hocus Pocus fan. We just rewatched Hocus Pocus, and then the new one
too,
fairly recently.
It wasn't bad.
And honestly, I can't tell you who. I mean, I know who Bette Midler is. I couldn't tell you anybody else's real name, let alone their character name.
Not even Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh, that's who that is, isn't it?
That is who that is.
And now that you've reminded me, yes, I do know Sarah.
Peter Griffin said she looked like a foot for some reason. So I guess Seth MacFarlane has issue or thinks it's funny.
But no, I couldn't tell you their names. I don't know. The question is, what are the names of the Sanderson? What are the first names of the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus, which I never would have known. Anybody out there on the live stream want to take a shot at this one? Oh, we've got an answer. We got an answer from Red.
Red saying Winifred, Mary, and Sarah, he thinks.
He H-tinks.
Well, I think he's right.
It is Winifred, Mary, and Sarah. Good for you, man. Congratulations. I was going to give you an applause, but it's not in front of me. Where is it?
It's there.
Where is it? Here it is.
There we go.
My gosh. All the sound effects in the world, and I can never have them arranged the way I want them.
It's always the way. So I guess we should kick this week off.
Yeah, let's get to it. There's a lot of stuff going on around the strike, and
this
not all of it's good. Yeah,
no.
Most of it's kind of crappy for a consumer's perspective, I think.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people's perspective as well. This first one, John Cusack has apparently thrown his words in the ring, and he is slamming studio greed, calling AI a criminal enterprise. And that they will just scan extras, own their likeness forever, and eliminate them.
I mean, these are
a scary thought.
Absolutely. The idea of, now, what is he saying here about paying people, hiring people for one day
to
which
scan
would be
their
just
likeness.
enough to scan them and then owning them in perpetuity? No.
Like what happens when that extra becomes a super famous actor in his own right or her right? Oops, some studio already owns you.
We've had this conversation offline between you and myself and Hank, and we were talking about how, and I think the knee-jerk reaction is you see a guy like John Cusack making a statement like that, and you think of all the John Cusacks of the world, which I am now calling the 1% actors who are the multi-millionaires. These aren't the people that are getting that are necessarily going to be adversely affected. Certainly as far as their work is concerned and future work, but I mean their lifestyle is not necessarily going to be adversely affected. It's the other 99%, the struggling artists who are, the extras and the people that are your background characters and your stunt performers and all the people behind the scenes. That's gonna suck for everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do feel for everybody that's affected by this, and any studio that would entertain this. It's really like, I know it's all about the bottom dollar, but like, come on, we're talking about people's lives.
Yeah.
At what point do you separate that and go like, oh yeah, there are people involved here?
Well, there is there's a knee-jerk reaction coming up, and a very eloquently put sort of retraction.
Okay.
Coming up in a little bit.
Oh, sure.
But not to jump too far ahead.
That's fine.
Again, John Cusack thinks, it's just about studio greed.
Yep.
And he cited one fun fact when he was young, did a film, Say Anything.
Oh, right. Yeah. Boombox. Lloyd Dobler.
Yeah.
Lloyd Dobler.
And he never got points or net gross for it.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. So he was, I guess, about 10 years ago, he looked at the financial statements that they were obligated to report.
Yeah.
And apparently the studio claimed they'd lost $44 million on the film.
This is the thing, though. And I remember talking about this earlier in the week. And I said, is that not the same thing that happened with Ghostbusters?
Maybe.
Like, it was a high profile case. Well, it's more high profile since it happened, but like, studios are doing this all the time. They're reporting these big losses because they don't want to pay, or they want to maximize the tax shelter.
Yeah.
There's already enough.
There's enough money there.
What was I going to say? There's already enough tax breaks in the film industry. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Just pay your people.
Cusack's also quoted as saying, I thought, wow, I almost bankrupted Fox. Because the film cost about $13 million to make, and the money that was spent to release it was minimal.
Sure. Yeah.
That's like 30 years ago.
Yep.
But how is it that the film lost $1 million every year?
Yeah, I don't know.
So, yeah, weird accounting tricks and whatnot. But
yeah.
Yeah,
that doesn't even scratch the surface on like some of the things that are involved here, like the whole streaming thing. Like, like when they talk about residuals, this is it. Like, residuals, and it's not that residuals aren't paid specifically, but there was who was it? Another high profile actor that just had they made a tweet about something and it got removed, and they were talking about their residuals, and it's not that, again, not that residuals aren't paid, but residuals aren't paid by the streaming services. They're paid by the studios who negotiate the deals
on their behalf
with the streaming services. So
and if they're technically only out for the studio.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Awful stuff all around.
Yeah. But so that's where they are with that.
Don't forget, folks, if you're just tuning into the show, that this is about pop culture and entertainment. It's just a casual hangout show. Please hit us up in the live chat on whatever platform you happen to be watching on. Of course, if you got a phone handy, you can always hit us up here on the custom WhatsApp link. You'll find it in the description of this live stream.
You can be on the show with us.
Absolutely. The line is open.
So next up here, we have a Fan Expo update.
Fan Expo Canada?
Fan Expo Canada.
Oh, nice.
As the guidelines of the SAG-AFTRA Strike come to light, it is understood that some individual performers have permission to participate, and as long as they are not promoting major studio or streamer projects.
Current. But then we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. But they say, given the majority of celebrities that fall into this category, we don't expect it to impact Fan Expo HQ events. And they're looking forward to a fun and exciting Fan Expo season. But
last time I checked the Fan Expo guest list for this year, it was one of the better years of recent years that I can remember.
Just today, they announced Stephen Amell is going to be there.
Oh, there you go.
So
he can't talk about Heels.
No. Can he talk about Arrow?
Can he talk about Heels season 1?
I don't know, because that's already done and done.
That's what I mean. Like it's gone, and season 2 is about to come out. So can he not even like? I don't even want to get into the
what can you and what can you not.
The hair splitting. I mean, that is kind of,
and that's what it is going to come to, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's going to get weird. But
do we have the thing from Vincent D'Onofrio?
We do have that coming up,
because that would have been a great one on the back of this end, because it kind of ties into this sort of this, like,
a little bit. Yeah.
The way that the conventions are advertising this stuff. Because he's got a bit of a different take on it, which we'll get to.
Yeah, I do apologize. We're kind of out of order.
Oh, that's tonight. Okay. It's totally okay.
But yeah, this next one, this is the knee-jerk reaction.
Oh yeah, well that
last week
when
Ron Pearlman, Hellboy himself, and the Son of Anarchy.
I've had Ron Pearlman. I followed Ron Pearlman on social media for a few years now. And when was it Hank that sent this one over?
Hank sent this one over.
And he's like, have you heard this thing from Ron Pearlman? And I'm like, oh, you mean motherfucker?
Yeah. He had some words for a certain cold-hearted Hollywood executive.
Did he ever? Which he did not name.
No, he didn't. He refrained from naming in all media.
Anybody. Yeah.
So, good on him for that.
Good for him.
But we do have a clip.
Restraint. Okay, here we go.
So, be advised, he gets a little blue.
Motherfucker.
One thing before I get off this. The motherfucker who said we're going to keep this thing going until people start losing their houses and their apartments. Listen to me, motherfucker. There's a lot of ways to lose your house. Some of it is financial. Some of it is karma. And some of it is just figuring out who the fuck said that. And we know who said that. And where he fucking lives. There's a lot of ways to lose your house. You wish that on people. You wish that families starve while you're making $27 fucking million a year for creating nothing. Be careful, motherfucker. Be really careful. Because that's the kind of shit that stirs shit up. Peace out.
Peace out. What did Hank say? He's becoming his character from
I think
Sons of
so.
Anarchy.
The voice, though, like I would believe that voice is threatening enough.
He's got
a valid point.
He does have a valid point.
Why on earth would anybody ever say, we're not going to deal until they start losing their homes?
Yes, I mean, that is an awful thing to say, but
terrible.
I'm also not a fan of veiled threats, and that's what that was.
If you're little bit of a veiled threat there,
absolutely. Yeah. If you're going to threaten someone, just threaten them out openly and be done with it, because ain't got no time for that. Anyway, I appreciate what he said, and if nothing else, Ron Pearlman is entertaining.
He is, and he admitted that was a very heated reaction to what
Well,
that executive was quoted as saying.
I mean, that's obvious.
And a couple days later, he did post a rather eloquent retraction. And we have that clip as well.
Oh, I was going to ask, is it a video clip?
We do have that.
Okay.
So let's take a listen there.
Sure.
So let me make something very clear right now. I don't wish anybody any harm. I hope the asshole who made that comment also doesn't wish anybody any harm. But when you start going around and saying, we're not even gonna bargain with these fucking dickheads until they start fucking bleeding and their families start bleeding. I mean, if you want to talk about some of this shit that makes people so cynical and so pissed off with our current climate, I mean, this strike is just sort of it's a symptom of a struggle that's way bigger than the strike itself. It's a symptom of the soullessness of corporate America and how everything has become corporatized in this country. Corporations only care about one thing, and that's quarterly profits, and that's their shareholders and their stockholders. It can't all be about your fucking Porsche and your fucking stock prices. There's got to be dignity if we are going to hold the mirror up and reflect the human experiences, which is what we do as actors and as writers. And not just us, the drivers, the camera guys, the costume, the makeup people, the hair people, the electricians, the production designers. You want them to lose their fucking houses too? Is that what you're after? Just fucking break everybody? How sad. So yeah, I'm being very clear. I never mentioned one name, and I don't want anybody to get hurt. But stop with the bullshit, okay? Because all you're doing is you're fucking killing what's beautiful in this country by putting a price on everything. And if it's not the right price, and if you don't walk the walk the way we want you to walk it, we'll just fucking replace you, because you're all replaceable. None of you have any value. That's what this strike is about. It's about human dignity. That's what unions are about. It's about being able to come home to your kids with a smile on your face and say, I did this for you today so that I got your first 2 years of college all set up. It's all we're all after. I send you nothing but love. Peace out.
So a little bit more.
I don't know if that's as much of a retraction as I would call it a clarification.
I would,
maybe.
yeah, I would go with that.
Clarification.
It's very clear, and like he says, though, it's about human dignity.
It is about human dignity. I think, especially as artists, right? I mean,
yeah,
talking about the human condition, and I think he's nailed that point. I mean, it is, art for the sake of art's sake.
Yeah. And when they just
can't put a price, you can't put a price on that. I mean, the world would be so much worse without the myriad forms of art that bring us
music,
joy. Yeah, exactly. That being said, and this is sort of an aside to that, YouTubers, content creators, podcasters, now's our time, everybody. With this strike going on, we are definitely in a position to fill a space. That being said, I hope that this ends sooner than later, because like I said, it really does sort of affect everything that's near and dear to me, at least in the immediacy.
Mando season 4.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Speaking of the Star Wars universe,
okay, yeah, let's do
it. Tony Gilroy, he was out doing a little bit of congratulations for the cast and crew of Andor.
Oh yeah,
they've been nominated for Outstanding Drama Series.
So I was gonna say, like, I guess we just presume. I know that Star Wars definitely has been nominated for several awards, and now that they are like well and deep into the live action television space, It makes, no surprise that they're getting nominated for Emmys. But for a Star Wars series to get nominated for Best
Drama
Dramatic Series, that is absolutely a nomination. Now, there's no way they're going to win it, but like they absolutely deserve that nomination.
Yeah.
Of all of the live action Star Wars series, I can't deny it. Andor, it absolutely is worthy of that nomination, and I really hope that they do well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he also delivered a warning.
Oh, yeah.
About the secrecy of Hollywood and streaming and whatnot.
Well,
he's quoted talking to the IndieWire as saying, one of the central issues of this entire labor experience is that I don't have any idea what the audience is. We don't know what that is. And I think the obscurity of the data doesn't help anyone. Goes on to say that it crushes the economics of the business, and it means people are being overpaid and underpaid and never properly paid, which is, again, part of the whole thing right now.
Yep.
And it means that productions are overloaded with expenses up top, what used to be commonly residuals and royalties, and have to be now front loaded. So it's a distorted and warped, and it's close to ruining this amazing industry.
Well, that's just part of what they're fighting for.
Yeah.
Like, just pay these people. Jesus.
Yeah. Like, why the secrecy? Like, that used to be a thing. Like, oh, the ratings are
the
in.
Nielsen. Yeah. I mean, everybody, like, I never knew one, but I mean, oh my God, you're a Nielsen family. You've got the mythical Nielsen box on your TV. Like, come on. And I've made that complaint for years. Like, the streaming services don't report. They don't have to report to anybody.
And it's even easier now, though.
The funny thing is that of all of them, like, the Nielsen ratings do not really reflect the actual viewing audience. The streaming services, because it's all done by IP, they know exactly what you're watching when you're watching it. They have the best metrics of any entertainment industry going.
How long you're watching it.
Yeah.
When you decided to fall asleep.
So of course they're going to hold their cards close to their chest.
Yeah. But speaking of it affecting the industry.
Yeah.
Well, apparently filming was supposed to resume.
In
downtown Port Hope for the upcoming Welcome to Derry, or as they call it, Greetings from Fairview. Or
Greetings. Yeah.
But no, because the strike happened,
shooting
that was supposed to commence for the week of this week has been postponed. And, as negotiations go on, they will basically go back as soon as they can. But
again,
gotta wait.
I hope that this is shorter than longer. I was saying to you, Andy, I don't think we got a thing on it, but the Canadian union, ACTRA, is essentially got on board now with everything that's going on. So the WGA, SAG-AFTRA, AFTRA, and now ACTRA are all standing together. This is the first time that the Writers Guild and the Screen Actors Guild have been on strike at the same time?
1960.
Yeah, 1960.
So it's been a good run.
Yeah. Oh, and the joke at the time was, back then, the Screen Actors Guild, the president was Ronald Reagan. You know who the president of the Screen Actors Guild is today?
Yeah. And it's coming up too.
Okay, well, I won't say. I won't say.
Well, yeah, they were, production was targeting July 19th to 21st as their filming dates.
Right.
And, everybody was like expecting them to show up, but now you got to wait. So I don't know if they actually started building before the announcement came through.
Oh, yeah, man. Can you imagine if they started putting their sets up?
Oh, and like, all right, take it back down. I mean, there is one there that is still there from when they were shooting in May. And that's the City of Derry Police Department set.
Oh, it's still on the building.
It's still on the building.
That's interesting.
I'm guessing it's just a giant pain to take down. So, and it's not really hurting anything.
I was going to say, is it really a big deal if they just leave it in place?
No, I don't think so.
Might spark a little more, tourism dollars.
Maybe, you never know.
Maybe.
Oh, so I think this next one coming up here, I think this one goes to you, sir.
What? Oh my God.
Loading lexicon. Generating responses. Responses ready. Lexicon is the word game where you decide what's real and what is a con. Get ready. Here we go.
Ha ha. The robot intro is still working, I guess.
Dig it.
All right. This week, welcome to Lexicon. Again, it's the word game where you decide what's real and what is the con. Can you spot the con? I got a new word for everybody this week. And I'm going to give you a few three definitions. You're going to tell me which one is the right one. This week's word is
macaronic.
Macaronic. Want to hear it again? It's
macaronic.
All right, macaronic. Definition number 1.
To engage in the ancient practice of divination using macaron noodles. This peculiar form of fortune-telling is believed to have originated in the Punjab region of northern India.
It's definition number 1 for macaronic. Definition number 2.
A term used to describe an ancient, secret language spoken exclusively by the ancient and now defunct Society of Explorers called Macaron. The masters of ancient chronology and retrograde observational navigation.
And lastly, definition number 3.
A mixing of regional vernacular with Latin words or with non-Latin words that have Latin endings.
Macaronic. There are your choices, everybody. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Let's see what you guys come up with.
My knee-jerk response is not there, so I would have thought that it would be macaroni art. This art is macaronic.
It's the current state of the French president. It's moronic Macron. No, that's not one of the choices. Although maybe it should have been. I don't know.
This one's got me stumped.
Macaronic. Is it an ironic macaroni?
I don't know.
No, that's not a choice either. Engaging in the ancient practice of divination using macaron noodles. This peculiar form of fortune telling is believed to have originated in the Punjab region of northern India. A term used to describe an ancient secret language spoken exclusively by the ancient and now defunct Society of Explorers called Macaron, the masters of ancient chronology and retrograde observational navigation. And finally, a mixing of a regional vernacular with Latin words or with non-Latin words that have Latin endings.
I'm going to go with number 3.
You're going to go with number 3.
Yep.
All right. Anybody more?
We're mixing macaroni type pastas into words.
Any more before we get to the actual answer?
Red Swenson, looking your way.
That's right. Tick tock, tick tock. Okay, we got nothing coming in. That's fine. We'll go with it. If you said definition number 3.
All right.
Congratulations. You are right. It is a mixing of regional vernacular with Latin words.
Neat.
Or with non-Latin words that have Latin endings. A mixing of languages.
Excellent.
Well, this has been Lexicon for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We'll be back again next week with another fancy no-nonsense word that is also real.
Are we taking suggestions on words?
I would be open to taking suggestions.
Okay,
absolutely.
I do believe you might have a suggestion next week.
Oh, sure. Well, send it over. You can send it to us in the live stream at any time, obviously. Of course, I don't recommend doing that because
then everybody will guess already.
Other people who are watching on your platform may see that. So you can send your lexicon word suggestions to fandompower3@gmail.com.
Groovy.
Back to the regular show.
Yeah. So this next one, we're going right back to strike territory.
Oh boy.
They have posted lists of rules.
Barbie and Ken. Barbie and Ken. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, that's the picture.
It is. So no premieres, no award shows, social media promos, FYC events, and more. We do have a list of them here, and it's extensive.
Oh dear, that is a lot.
It is.
So wait, are we going to go through this?
We could go through the first couple.
Principal on camera work. What is that? That includes
acting, singing, dancing, performing stunts, piloting on camera aircraft, puppeteering, or performance capture or motion capture work.
Okay.
They are prohibited from doing any of that.
And principal off camera work.
Yeah. A lot of these I'm not fully sure, but some of them are pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Like this one's not. ADR looping.
So ADR, that's additional dialogue recording.
Okay, so like voiceovers and whatnot.
Yep.
TV trailers and theatrical trailers are not allowed.
All right.
Voice acting. Sorry, Greg. Singing, narration, and that includes audio descriptive services. So our poor descriptive audio guy over at Star Wars.
Oh my gosh, yeah, those folks.
Yeah. Also includes stunt coordinating and related services, background work, stand-in work, photo and or body doubles, fittings, wardrobe tests and makeup tests, rehearsals and camera tests, scanning, interviews and auditions, even via self-tape.
Okay.
Promotion of or publicity service for work under the TV theatrical contracts, such as tours, personal appearances, interviews, conventions, fan expos, which kind of counters
Funny
the other
that
thing.
they've listed that specifically.
Mm-hmm. Festivals for your consideration events, panels, premieres, screenings, award shows, junkets, podcast appearances. Oh, no famous guests.
You're talking about we're famous.
Yeah. We could get some.
We're like non-union famous.
Yeah.
We're Beardly famous.
Social media, studio showcases, negotiating and or entering into and or consenting to an agreement to perform covered services in the future.
Okay.
Any new agreement.
Oh, so you can't take a movie deal. By the way, when this strike ends,
I want you for this movie. No,
can't do that.
No new agreements related to merchandising connected to a covered project. So no Star Wars toys.
My God. Yeah, really. So you couldn't, that would fall back to that scanning thing because what do they do now? Scan your likeness to make your action figure.
Luckily they have Obi-Wan scans.
Which, by the way, another one just came out this week.
Mm-hmm.
Another Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Jabeam.
Jabeam?
Yeah, which is basically an evolution between the other two figures that we got from the Kenobi series. Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack.
It's all good. That's close to the Desert Nomad version, is it not?
It's very close, yes. It's like one step away.
And then the last two here, the creation and use of digital replicas, including through the reuse of prior work.
Oh, so we can't use old footage?
No.
Okay.
And performing on a trailer for a struck production or another ancillary content connected to a struck production.
Performing on a trailer, as in like trailer for actual
or whatever's
film
coming
work,
up, like you're filming.
Not like trailer behind your truck.
I hope not. Yeah. So there's an extensive list of what they can't do.
Oh, that is so bad.
It leaves room for interpretation on both sides.
Well,
right?
it does, and that's where I was talking about that D'Onofrio thing because I mean, when we get to what he said, I have a point to make on that, but
yeah. But this one's a little bit. I
Quote?
guess we're a bit late on this one because this one was reported just before the strike.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, SAG members have turned on the president, who is Fran Drescher.
What?
Yeah, as the deadline looms.
Oh.
Who was quoted here? Times like these are when members look to leadership for steadfastness, optimism, and empathy, and she has absolutely failed us on that front.
Fran Drescher, you have failed this union.
Yeah, basically. Who is this here being quoted?
Oh my God.
A member of the SAG is quoted as saying,
a member.
Yeah.
Don't tell people who I am.
No, don't want to be, ousted. But they said, I have a lot of faith in the negotiating team around her. I think there's lots of wisdom and passion in that room. And I know a lot of people on the negotiating team personally that have made me feel at ease about the situation going into whatever results in the next 24 hours. So that was prior to it.
Yeah.
But then he says, or her says, I don't know.
The person says, sure.
But I see Fran as a figurehead who enjoys the press and posing for cameras more than anything else. And unfortunately, she's the head of one of the largest labor unions in the entertainment at a time of seasonal change.
That is correct.
And she's not the leader of the moment, but she's the leader we have for the moment.
Yeah. You get criticized for doing something in Italy or something.
Yeah. I guess she was over in Italy.
Yeah.
Posing for whatever press thing. And they were in the middle of negotiating whether or not to go on strike. So
you'd think you'd be available for your membership. And
this one actually named it. He says it's Kirk Ace Vito.
Okay.
And he is tweeted as saying, she's over there mugging for the camera.
Oh, yeah.
And the optics look fucking terrible.
They really do.
And it's like, well, yeah, she should be over there at the table with them, right?
I mean, in 1960, you had the Gipper leading the SAG, and now you've got the nanny. Like, come on. I made a joke to Hank. I said, does that mean we can expect Fran Drescher to run for the presidency of the United States?
Hell, why not?
Fuck.
It worked once before.
But Hank had an interesting thing to say. He made a point of saying, it's a reflection of the caliber of person who like does not want that job. You know, like how did we? And I don't know anything about Fran Drescher personally.
Yeah, because like when you take that job, you got to know there's a lot coming with it.
I mean, did you take the job because nobody
else would?
Nobody predicted that this was going to happen.
No.
Again, is she really a bad? I mean, the optics are what they are. Is she a bad president?
Yeah, but they weren't on strike at that point.
No, but going into it, you think you might cancel an event or something, and
maybe.
Yeah, again, that's where are your priorities at, I suppose.
Yeah. But other actors are throwing their support in for the strike.
A lot, most people are.
Yeah, like Margot Robbie and Matt Damon. Margot Robbie is quoted as saying, I very much am in support of all the unions, and I'm a part of SAG, so I would absolutely stand by them.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that is the in politics, I would call that towing the party line.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure that especially Margot Robbie and guys like Matt Damon, who both have new movies that are
like right about to hit.
Well, Oppenheimer is what, out now?
Is it out already? Yeah, I guess it would be.
They can't do any promotion.
No,
they can't talk about it. And I mean, so here's the thing. I actually read a thing specifically talking about Matt Damon and Oppenheimer. Matt Damon actually agreed to, he negotiated with his wife to take time off.
After?
And
or
before. And he said the only thing that would make him go back on that was if Christopher Nolan called up. And guess what happened?
Christopher Nolan
calls up for Oppenheimer. So of course he takes the job, but now he can't even talk about it. And we talked about this on Sunday night on our other show with the other project that were really near and dear to us with Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Nobody on that show is going to be able to talk about it. And that show is going to drop in a couple of weeks.
And I think it's still going to do well.
I think so as well.
With them hiding streaming numbers, we'll never know. It'll just be what they tell us it did.
Wow. It's up to folks like us to do all the promotion that they can.
True.
Anyway, yeah, I feel for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I can say that, but I mean, it's just like, it's a crappy position to be in. As somebody who has been in some of the shittiest places on earth at the worst times in history, well, I mean, at the worst times, but in some pretty bad times, I have a whole appreciation for the arts that I never had as a kid. And I cannot, you cannot put a value on art.
No,
it's important. It is important. So let's get to the table. Let's negotiate a fair deal, and let's get people back to doing what they are meant to do.
Yeah. Matt Damon, he's quoted as saying, it's going to be tough for the actors, for 160,000 actors. Nobody wants a work stoppage. But if our leadership is saying that the deal isn't fair, then we've got to hold strong until we get a deal that's fair for working actors.
That makes a good point.
Yeah.
Working actors.
Yeah.
Again, that's that 1% versus
not the guys
99.
that are pulling, 50 million a picture.
Right. Yeah. The Tom Cruises of the world are not going to be adversely affected by this. But, the guys that are like you and I that, nobody's ever heard of them.
Yeah.
Those
might someday.
Well, right. Right.
But like you said, Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
This actually happened over at the UK premiere.
Oh, sure.
The cast walked out.
They upped and
the
left.
UK premiere in support of the SAG strike.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, we're here. However,
yeah. So
was that before the strike that the Screen Actors Guild struck? Like the Writers Guild was on, or did they go on strike while they were there?
Let's see here. The Thursday before the strike. So it was just before. It happened.
Just before. Well, that's an interesting move.
I mean, they're walking out of a premiere, so
yeah. Interesting. Well, that's Christopher Nolan there up front. So
yeah. But Nolan acknowledged the work of Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Florence Pugh, and Robert Downey Jr., among other cast members, and said, we have to acknowledge that you've seen them here earlier on the red carpet, and unfortunately they're off to write their picket signs for what we believe to be is an imminent strike.
Yep. Well, and it was, and here we are.
Yeah. But just to summarize, I guess the Writers Guild has been on strike since May.
Oh yeah, we're
we're
June.
in
this is month 3 now.
Yeah.
It was late May, I think, when they went on strike, so it may not have been. It's not a full 3 months yet, but
we're getting there.
Yeah.
But okay, this clears up that one. Oppenheimer is scheduled to premiere everywhere.
July 21st. So that's this
Friday.
weekend. This weekend.
or is this Thursday? This week, anyway.
Today's the 18th.
Yeah.
So that's going to be Friday. That'll be so the
early
advanced screenings
screening
could
will
be Thursday night, I guess. Yeah.
But let's go to one that's not opening just yet. But it will be this December.
Yeah.
Godzilla -1.
I have not seen a Toho Godzilla since Godzilla 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see Shin Godzilla? Which I think was the last one.
I don't think I did.
I did not. It looked great.
I remember the Godzilla 2000 one though.
I enjoyed Godzilla
because they
2000,
promoted it with Rob Zombie.
Yeah,
Like,
I did. I enjoyed it.
Super Beast. He's the one that you wanted.
Yeah,
because you didn't want the Matt Damon one or Matthew Broderick.
Oh no, that was
weird
with the Puff Daddy song. With
over
the Led Zeppelin. Yeah.
But you don't get a great glimpse of him yet. But you see a lot of destruction, a lot of people running, and you get that giant foot coming in, and then he's biting something near the end of the trailer.
I don't know what's going on here, but it is so classic.
Yeah, it's like destruction, rampage.
Yeah, we've got a city that's in ruin and people running. I mean, what more do you need a Godzilla movie?
Yeah.
I'm interested though.
Yeah, I'd be game to watch it.
I'd have to watch it dubbed though. I don't know if I could sit through read it. I don't want to read a whole movie.
No,
it's hard. I want to be able to focus on the action, but and you're there for the monster anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
True. But this one popped up. We're thinking it's a continuation of the last.
Oh my gosh. Toy news. We get another update on whatever this
mystery project is.
This HasLab, Star Wars HasLab that's coming up. Still not revealing, but we've gotten another computer screen with more Aurebesh. This time it says crew assignments complete. Meet in docking bay.
And there's a few numbers there too.
Yeah, I guess there is, isn't there?
I'm not fully sure what they are, but I did not translate those.
Yeah, too small to make out right now to try and do it on the fly.
Yeah.
But the prevailing theory is that with Ahsoka coming out, that this may in fact be the ghost. We've already got the reveal from Star Wars Lego. They're doing a new ghost. I say new because they've already done a ghost for Star Wars Rebels. I have that one actually.
Nice.
One of the few Lego sets I actually do have. I personally think that if they do a ghost, it's going to be for the vintage collection because we know that vehicles don't necessarily work at 6-inch scale unless you're a fan of G.I. Joe, by the way. And that thing is doing.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah. But Star Wars HasLabs, the last one, remember, was the Rancor,
and it did
not get funded, which surprised me because that Rancor was
pretty sweet,
pretty sweet.
Maybe people wanted more figures for him to eat.
I don't know though. When we're talking Star Wars, what would be more desirable, a monster creature or a hero ship?
I would think creature for me.
And
if I had the money to burn, I would have backed that Rancor.
And I would say ship every time. But I'm
a ship guy,
I'm a ship nerd, so I can't not say ship.
But apparently we won't have to wait long because the post for this said deco applied, renders and packaging design in progress, HasLab reveal loading.
Yeah, so presumably the next
soon?
Maybe the next will be the formal announcement.
Yeah, because they're about to close our next one here.
Yeah.
And
sticking with HasLab for a bit, I guess.
Yeah. Wait, this was not that one.
That's okay. This just came out
my order today. Yes.
Yeah.
They've announced 3 more classified series G.I. Joes, Mole Rat, Jody Shooter Craig, and the Crimson Alley Viper.
Are you familiar with any of these characters?
I'm thinking I remember the Crimson Alley Viper, but the other 2 I am blanking on.
I mean, Alley Viper, I do know. Was there a Crimson variant? Were they always Crimson?
I think there was just a Crimson variant of a bunch of them. But,
sure.
This Mole Rat one is like a zombie looking dude.
It's a weird looking.
Remember him at all?
Is this like Zombie Destro? What the hell's going on?
Maybe.
There? And who's the lady? I don't know who she is.
Jody Craig, aka Shooter. So I don't know if they're just trying to balance out the guys and gals, but
I don't know.
Because there are other G.I. Joe women that have not been, transferred into the 6-inch.
We've had Scarlet,
Lady J,
and CoverGirl.
and
Who
then
else?
Baroness on the Cobra side,
and
Zorana.
Zorana.
But like, where's Jinx?
Oh yeah, Jinx.
She was in the GI Joe movie.
I would probably take a Jinx over. Well, don't get me wrong. I mean, if I was into 6-inch GI Joe, I would want them all.
Yeah.
Remember, I was gonna go all in on this line, but as we know that,
but it didn't happen.
No, we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Joe fans. You got some more stuff to chew on, so
Yep.
do enjoy.
So pre-orders, I guess, were 10 a.m. this morning for Pulse Premium members.
Yeah.
And 11 a.m. for everyone else. So,
oh, did you see that Pulse Premium is getting extended to other countries?
Really?
Yeah, not us.
Oh, boo.
Not us, not Canada.
Boo.
Yeah, I just saw that. I read that. I'm like, oh, great. Now, when are we going to get an option to get in on that? Again, though, do you want to have the okay, we're Hasbro, we're a multi-billion-dollar company. We're going to give you the ability to pay us to get an early window into our premium products.
Yeah.
We're going to get you to pay so you can pay again. Like
yeah.
I guess it's good business sense because nostalgia sells.
It does.
Sure does make you kind of angry at the same time.
That too. But they're doing well on their other front because last call.
Oh yeah, last call. By the way, that's
Dragonfly.
That's today.
It ends in like 6 hours. So if you're listening to this on the replay, sorry about your luck, you've missed it. But as of right now, I think you have between 6 and 5 hours left to get in on it. All stretch goals have been unlocked.
I asked you last week, did you think it was going to go all the way? And you said yes.
Yeah.
And it did. I'm surprised that it did.
Yeah, there was because it was sitting around 15,000,
yeah,
or just over, and now they're at 22,000 and counting.
That's pretty good.
And I guess because of the spike at the end, they decided to extend it for an extra day.
Well,
so
there you go. I mean, as is so typical with these crowdfunding projects, you know, that last minute vomit of backing, which you totally expect. Is that the people who were just waiting to see
if it would get
is it resellers? Like, is it a combination of both?
Maybe.
I don't know the answer, but at the same time, if you were holding out to see what they were going to be, and that's the reason for going in, well, congratulations for you. But
getting all three.
I think you were going to get now 2 of those 3. I think that they were going to do anyway.
Well, I'm really, really hoping that they're doing a regular paint version of Crazy Legs.
That's what I mean. Like you went right to Night Force.
Yeah.
For 2 of them, you went right to Night Force. So if you're going to do the Night Force, which is a specialist team, would you not do the regular release?
I would
not necessarily first, because clearly that's not happening. But if you're committed to the tooling for these figures, in my mind, it's already there. You've already got the tooling for this. You're doing the regular releases of these guys down the road anyway.
But didn't they do that with Outback? They released the Tiger Force version of him first.
Yeah.
And then they released the standard white shirt survival.
Was it the same tooling though?
I think so.
Yeah. So
and it like they did the paint scheme so he looked a lot older for the
I'm
Tiger
not saying
Force
that you shouldn't do like, and I know that is a core element of GI Joe is these specialty teams.
Yeah.
But again, like in the original run, it was it would be I guess original release, then special team variant.
Yeah.
Getting these special team variants ahead of the original paint deco just seems counterintuitive to me.
Yeah.
You know.
But maybe they're trying to do that so that folks who would have jumped on the line later would recognize it quicker.
Maybe.
Because not everybody was there right from the beginning.
At the same time, though, there is something to be said for doing specialty teams as a crowd fund because it's like exclusives. It's like, oh, so somebody who may not necessarily want this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it came as part of the Dragonfly. Okay. I was going to get the regular releases anyway, but now I've got them. You know, I do see the other side of it.
Yeah.
It's just not the way I would prefer it.
Fair enough.
I still want my Build-A-Figure Star Wars.
Get on that already. Come on.
I know.
But speaking of excess, Thailand has caused.
Is that where it is? I saw this.
Yeah.
This makes me laugh.
I don't know. Looking at this, it makes my heart hurt. Burger King is causing a stir in Thailand with its new offering, and they're calling it the real cheeseburger.
The real cheeseburger.
It is 20 slices of American cheese between 2 buns, and that's it. No meat, just cheese.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, as a rural Canadian who grew up in the late 70s and the 1980s, you can't tell me that a cheese sandwich was not part of your school childhood
Oh, of course
lunches.
not. Cheese sandwich was like a regular staple of it.
This just takes it to a whole
A
new level.
ridiculous level. You're like eating a brick of cheese between a bun.
Throw in a couple slices of onion and maybe some mayo.
Put some veggies on there at least.
You know, I don't know if I need 20 slices, maybe 4.
Your standard grilled cheese would agree.
Well, I mean, looking at the imagery, they've applied some heat to it.
Yeah. So it's not just like slices of cheese, it's melted cheese.
Yeah.
So it would like form that solid.
I'd be interested
patty-like
to know if
structure, I
this is
guess.
going to be a
Permanent.
Well, yeah, is it going to be a regular menu item, or is this just like, oh, okay, for a limited time? I mean, if you've already got the ingredients, you've already got the buns, and you've already got the cheese. So, I mean, if it doesn't work out, it's a very low risk.
Yeah.
Interesting, Burger King.
But Burger King said this is no joke. This is for real in a social media post.
Yeah.
And you know, it's gone viral on TikTok and whatnot of people trying this new sandwich. And you know, some people are saying, like one customer who ordered said she tried it for the first time after seeing it on social media, so she was spurred to do so.
Well, so the media campaign is working.
Yeah,
people are coming in.
A 25-year-old IT engineer named Imjipatek.
Okay,
I'm sorry if I butchered that, but she says she loves cheese, but this was a bit too much.
I can see where that would be.
Continued to say she could only finish half of it. And this is an insane amount of cheese to add into one burger. Food is good when the things are in the right combination.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Let me ask a question. Were you did you ever do the KFC double down?
I tried it, yes.
So, I also tried it. In the world of legendary fast food sandwiches, would you put the double down up against the Thailand Burger King cheeseburger?
Yeah, I think it'd be safe to compare that.
Because they're both ridiculous, right?
Like completely excessive.
Yeah. Which one you think is the more excessive sandwich?
I would say the double down.
I agree.
Yeah.
I liked the double down, by the way.
It was good.
I liked it. You know what's funny? When I ordered it,
though.
I was still in the service when I ordered it. There was a KFC just outside the post where I was posted. I go in there for lunch one day, and the gentleman in front of me was ordering it, and it was new at the time. And I'm watching because he's all excited because we've all heard by this time, like
this legendary weird
sandwich. And it's already been reported that, the amount of sodium in this sandwich. And I'm like, I too have come for your legendary sandwich. And so the guy behind the counter, he grabs the paper, the tray liner, which has the nutritional guide on the back. He's like, well, the funny thing is that of all of the media attention that the double down had gotten, nobody failed to notice that one of the other sandwiches that's a regular meal item, I don't know if it was the Big Crunch or it was something else, had more sodium than the double down. They never made,
nobody noticed,
never said a word. He took the bun away, which was a great idea because, man, I love fried chicken. Anyway, legendary sandwiches.
Yeah.
Cheeseburger.
Yeah. Another customer echoed the first one, calling the cheeseburger too intense. I mean, I could see it leading to some intense moments later on, but
they used a sharp cheese on this one. It's very sharp.
Yeah, but apparently in the US they don't plan to bring it here yet.
Wow. You would think, in the land of excess, that they would have started with the US.
You would think so, but yeah, they're doubling down on the Whopper because they've got that catchy jingle going right now.
I haven't heard it.
Have you not? Oh, there's multiple commercials where it's like Whopper, 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 and have your Whopper. And the catchphrase is "You rule" now.
Really?
So you have the Whopper your way.
So I was going to say, is it not like
50,000 combinations?
It's still have it your way?
Yeah.
Every time I hear that, I hear Dane Cook. Have you heard Dane Cook talking about working at Burger King?
Not recently.
Oh,
no.
you need to. Yeah, you need.
Got to go look for that one.
Yeah. Whopper. And I want some pickles. Those of you who have heard it, you know what I mean.
No, Dane Cook.
Dane Cook, Burger King. Look it up.
Nice.
You'll like it.
So acquisitions.
Okay.
Microsoft
Oh, right.
can now move ahead with a record $69 billion.
The
Activision
Blizzard,
acquisition of Activision.
Activision Blizzard, yeah.
The judge has ruled in favor.
This is the largest tech merger in history.
Yep.
And so the funny thing is, as you know, and I don't know if our audience knows this, but I mean, I've been struggling with deciding on whether or not I was going to buy a new console at a time when, maybe I shouldn't have been thinking about it. But the point is, I did put some effort into going back and forth on Sony and Microsoft and trying to make an educated or at least better informed decision as to which machine to buy. I've had PlayStation in the past. I've had Xbox in the past. I did land on buying the Xbox, and I kind of banked on that this was going to happen. I'm like, it's probably going to go through and I will have made the right choice. And now I feel like I did. I feel kind of vindicated. They're not taking, as of right now, they're not taking Call of Duty exclusive. They've agreed.
Well, that'd be kind of weird to do that.
I believe there is a 10-year caveat on that, where Call of Duty is concerned. But I mean, Activision Blizzard, that is a
lot of
huge studio with a sizable back catalog. So Microsoft Game Pass, I think, is about to get a whole lot bigger.
Yep. But might cripple the Sony thing.
In what sense?
Well, if everything's going to be owned under the Microsoft banner.
The PlayStation Network?
Well, yeah, like, are they going to release Activision games over on the PlayStation, or is it just gonna be like, haha, the hell with you, Sony?
I mean, I did do a lot of reading on this trial on the FTC thing, and they've been Xbox has been pretty transparent. The president has basically said if it were up to them, there wouldn't be exclusives, and I think they were sincere in saying that.
Because that would also be funny, like Microsoft titles popping into your Sony.
I mean, it happens. Now, we haven't seen a lot of Sony stuff come the other way, like God of War is the one that I think of, which is probably one of the few games that I regret not being able to play, having played two of them on previous generations of Sony console. But we've seen
crossover.
Uncharted did not crossover, but
that
at the time,
series.
I played 3 or 4 of them on PlayStation. So, like, and they're good games too. But there are a lot of like third-party stuff that it may be exclusive to one or the other for a
little while
period of time, and then we've seen it like with Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah,
it eventually did make its way over to Microsoft.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting time to be in to be a console gamer. We've hit almost the halfway the life cycle for the current generation of consoles. They're talking about slim PlayStation and possibly a smaller Xbox Series X for Q4 this year or Q1 next year, and then new consoles by 2028, I think. So, man, yeah, is it worth it to buy a new console now in 2023? I would say yes.
Maybe.
Yes, it is.
I don't know. It's all online.
It is all online, but as I've learned, because I bought the physical copy of Jedi Survivor, you still need the disc to play the game. So it's not a full is a full install.
You only need the disc if you didn't digitally download it.
Well, that's what I mean though. Like you put the disc in and it starts to install. Presumably it's not installing off the disc. It's probably installing off the network.
Yeah, the cloud.
But you need the disc for it's like putting the key in the lock. You know? Yeah.
Kind of weird. I don't know.
I'm not opposed to it, and I mean Microsoft is actually playing around with cloud gaming. They do have some games that are playable from the cloud. I have yet to try any of them, but that to me as a consumer is actually an interesting prospect because that means I don't have to take up space it doesn't use up any of my hardware to run the thing. So if the servers are robust enough, then.
Yeah, but what happens when, they shut down those
when they take
servers?
the thing away? Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we can all look at the Google Stadia for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
Well, there was some ethics that came up in this case, though.
Oh, sure.
Apparently, the Judge Corley, his son works for Microsoft.
Yeah.
And they said that tainted the outcome because judicial ethics are on top of the mind for many. And they are maybe preparing to ask the federal trade,
the FTC.
Yeah, the FTC to file an appeal to try and get it back. But
it's interesting. That is the big thing to watch right now is what will the FTC do? But I mean, the Judge Corley there in her decision, she was very clear. The FTC failed to prove their case. And as most of the armchair legal folks were talking about throughout the trial, that they actually looked like clowns in the courtroom, and that the lawyers from Microsoft essentially schooled them.
Did they hire Amber Heard's lawyers?
I don't know about that. But that deal is supposed to go through. I think
it was supposed to go
today.
Today
is the deadline. Yeah. So
and they'd started it 18 months ago.
Yeah, and it's been a long time in the making.
So Superman news now.
It's been a lot of Superman news.
Yeah.
None of it's really been about Superman.
No.
It's all been about people around him.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how this is going to play out.
Totally okay with it.
Nathan Fillion has been tapped to play Guy Gardner.
I read that, and then I immediately stopped and kind of thought about it for about 15 or 20 minutes as I started, looking at images of Guy Gardner going, does this work? I guess so.
Yeah, it'll probably work.
James Gunn has also said, you better believe they're going to put him in his classic bowl cut. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Nathan Fillion has played a Green Lantern before.
Has he?
He's played Hal Jordan in animation.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
well, at least he's no stranger to the Green Lantern abilities.
No. But, I mean, the Guy Gardner character is such a different take on what a Green Lantern can be.
Yeah.
Or at least where they can come from. So, yeah, interesting to see. I'm interested to see how that plays out.
Yeah. They've also announced Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl.
Do I know her? Do you know her?
I don't know for sure.
I don't.
Apparently, she was in Dora and the Explorer: Lost City of Gold.
That's why I don't know her.
Yeah. And they've also announced Edie Gethegi. I'm sorry again if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But he will play Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific. We've had an on-screen version of Mr. Terrific so far. I actually liked that version of Mr. Terrific.
He was pretty good.
Yeah.
But you might know this actor from X-Men First Class. So
who was he in that?
Good question. I couldn't remember.
I'd have to look that up. I don't remember, but okay.
Yeah. So that's news there.
There was some negative sort of attention that this got because there's been some other Superman, like when they cast Superman and Lois, and then this announcement came out, and people were saying this is supposed to be a movie about Superman, and they were criticizing James Gunn for attaching all these other characters to it, and he came back and he said something to the effect of I'm making a movie about Superman, and you can't have a movie about Superman without including the people who are around him. And so a movie about Superman should encompass all aspects of his life,
including the Justice League.
Right. So, I mean, of course, you're going to have, a Lois Lane. You're going to have a Jimmy Olsen,
Lana Lang, and Lex Luthor,
and a Perry, and all those people. But yeah, other heroes.
Yeah.
I mean, Superman is a beacon. Superman is an inspiration.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how do these other characters affect Superman, but how does Superman affect the other characters?
He's inspiring.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Unless
know what?
It's injustice, and then he's like a dictator.
Well, then he's downright terrifying.
Apparently Edie played Darwin in X-Men First Class.
Oh, right. I remember them at the CIA facility when they unveiled when they retconned the X-Jet.
Yeah.
Wait, Charles Xavier didn't make that? No. The CIA made it.
I thought Beast made it.
Yeah.
But a new trailer came out last week that we didn't really get to dive in on.
Oh,
it's pretty sweet.
It looks really.
I feel sorry that he can't be out touring for this because the kid who played Miguel.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I keep crapping out on his name, and I've made a point to read it. Oh my God, it's there, and it's on the tip of my tongue.
I just call him Miguel.
That's so wrong.
Everybody knows who he is.
I know him as Miguel, but that's not his name.
No.
Sholo, something. Oh my gosh. Now I have to look it up, because if I don't do this,
Google to the rescue.
if I don't do this, it's going to upset me, and probably some of our listeners too.
I thought we were doing research for this show. What are you doing? Poorly researched. That's my fault.
Sholo Mariduena.
Okay.
That's his name. And hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, because it is spelled with an X.
Might be Zolo.
Sholo.
Okay.
Sholo? Zolo?
Xylophone?
No, let's not do that.
Okay.
Mr.
Actor
Mariduena.
Yes.
There we go. Okay. Sorry.
But anyway, the new trailer is out, and it is littered with Easter eggs. As he's walking through a building, we do see that it's Cord Industries.
After Ted Cord.
Yeah. Yes. The Scarab itself is making an appearance. The facility that who's it? Susan Sarandon's character.
Okay.
Is trying to build. It is very reminiscent of like the Matrix battery setup.
I got similar vibes watching that, and I was like, creepy.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell are you planning to build?
Yeah.
But we do see a little bit of a battle between the Blue Beetle and his new enemy here. But
who presumably is going to be the red armored guy, the
Carapax.
That's him.
Who is pictured here, but he's a Ted Cord villain, so I'm not sure why they're going with him.
I don't know. I guess it's another way to pass the torch.
Maybe
the Ted Cord in this version is already
passed on.
Yeah.
But we do get that really awesome shot of him pulling out like what is
the Buster Sword?
Yeah.
The Buster Sword.
And then we get a glimpse of him turning around and checking his back, and we do see the Scarab is like fully implanted in his spine,
and it's kind of gruesome looking
a little bit.
They was at the dinner table or something. Is it like the sister or something?
Yeah,
they're like, oh,
I forgot how gross your back is.
Yeah.
But we do get to see that the Blue Beetle's ship has made its jump to live action.
Makes me think of the owl
a little bit from
Watchmen.
Yeah, very reminiscent of Archie.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And then one of the funnier parts at the end of the trailer is the grandmother picking up some sort of Gatling gun.
Yeah, it's like
just joining right in on the fight.
Part cosmic key, part Rubik's Cube. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of cool looking.
Yeah. But, comes out August 18th, so we don't have to wait super long for it.
Good God, that's going to be right in the same time as just before Ahsoka.
Yep, week before, I believe.
Oof.
But speaking of Ahsoka,
yeah,
they released a new poster.
They sure did,
and this one pays tribute to Anakin Skywalker in a really nice,
blade down over the shoulder pose. Very reminiscent of Anakin.
Yeah, it's I don't know. She looks great in it.
Yeah, absolutely. We did a full breakdown on the Ahsoka trailer on Sunday. If you haven't
missed it,
if you want to go back and check out our Road to Ahsoka review series, it's part 8. You can skip ahead about 15-20 minutes or so.
Yeah, roughly.
Where we do a full trailer breakdown, spared no detail.
A lot of detail in there.
Yeah, we went pretty deep on that one. It was a lot of fun to do, by the way, as well.
Yeah. But still sticking with Disney here, Disney has extended CEO Bob Iger's contract through 2026.
Now, wait. Is this an extension or is this a new contract?
This is an extension.
Okay, because I'd heard some flack over he got a significant pay raise, but I was under the understanding that it was a new contract.
According to what I have read, it is a contract extension that will keep him at the helm through.
It's what for another? Yeah, it's another 3 years.
Yeah, and the decision by the board was unanimous.
Yeah,
and they cited that they needed to transform the company and execute a transition plan, which remains a priority to the board.
How convenient? Not convenient. Imagine being a big corporate CEO like that, and then announcing your retirement and actually doing it, retiring.
Yeah,
and then ring, 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 ring. Hello, hi, Bob. Listen, would you consider coming out of retirement, like, and then saying, "Oh, okay," and then putting in another 6 years?
Based on the money, with a nod to Ron Perlman, who released this screenshot of the top 10 highest paid Hollywood executives in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Bob Iger comes in at number 4 with $195 million.
What's interesting is that nobody on that list is an actor.
No,
Nobody.
no, which is kind of sad.
Yep.
But top guy is David Zaslav.
David Zaslav, yeah.
At 498.9.
David Zaslav over at Warner Brothers.
Whew. What do you do with that money?
I don't know.
Funnel it back into making movies.
Buy a small developing nation.
Pay your actors.
Yeah, pay your actors and your writers and everybody else.
Everybody else on the staff. Yeah. But moving on here.
Oh, this one is an interesting one.
This is interesting. I am hopeful for it.
Cautiously optimistic about this one.
Yeah.
I don't know if I what's the source on this one? Do we know?
The source on this one was
it CBR?
The Belfast Telegraph.
Okay.
Well, so who knows? You know,
I had seen this a couple of times, and it was on one of the the Screen Rants and the the ones where you kind of go, okay, tongue in cheek with a grain of salt, could be maybe. At the same time, that's an obvious one that's ripe for live action.
Yeah, I don't know why it hasn't happened already. And for our audio listeners, what's going on here is Kenneth Branagh is set possibly to direct a live action Gargoyles film.
Yeah, so if you're a fan of the 90s animated series, which was a staple of the Disney afternoon, this might be right up your alley. Certainly it is. It's something that, as I said, I am cautiously optimistic. I am a Gargoyles fan, at least up until the last season.
Good news for you then. The comics that are currently going on.
Oh yeah.
They have got rid of that third season, made it non-canon, and they picked up the series right after
this
season
ever
2.
happened.
Yeah.
That's cool.
To cast doubt on this actually happening, Gargoyles creator Greg Weisman has said, no, this report is inaccurate.
Oh, okay.
But Kenneth has shot a bunch of films for Disney, including Thor, Cinderella, and Murder on the Orient Express, so it wouldn't be out of the question.
Is it a case
for them to bring him back in for something else?
Is it a case of saying that it's inaccurate just to keep the veil over things?
Especially with the strike on right now?
I don't think you can count that out. At the same time, Wiseman has been pretty involved. There's a, don't quote me on this, there's a convention every year. There's a big Gargoyles convention.
Really?
Yeah, and they talk about it all the time. And I would think that
Keith
he would
David go all the time.
That's a good question. I don't know.
You'd need him.
Goliath himself. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about feature film. This has to be a feature film. I don't think you could do it as a television series. The amount of
unless you're doing like a Disney series and we spread it out over 6 episodes.
Yeah, it's got to be limited. I mean, every character that's not, it's called the Gargoyles. So guess what? Your main protagonists just aren't human. So, you can only do so much with prosthesis.
Yeah.
It's going to be CGI heavy if they do this.
Yeah.
We've seen some really good work on the modern Marvel and Star Wars TV shows. It's not out of the realm, but I would think that to give it what it deserves, the budget that it deserves.
Yeah.
Feature film, maybe. Feature film.
And would it be wrong to have Jonathan Frakes come in as Xanatos?
I could see him playing an elder. Did we ever meet Xanatos' father in the over the course of the series?
I don't know for sure.
Because that would be a cool way to nod, David Xanatos' father, or it's a painting of Jonathan Frakes, that was my father.
Yeah.
Right. That would be cool. Speaking of Jonathan Frakes, by the way, I just saw a thing. Somebody got a picture of him this week in Montreal.
Ooh.
So I presume it's connected to Star Trek, filming of Star Trek.
Quite possibly.
You can't do right now because of the strike, but
maybe he's just visiting strip clubs.
Well, French Canadian strip clubs.
Yep.
Will not become a regular part of the show.
No road trips there yet. Anyway, If we're getting close to the end.
Oh yeah,
So
is it
if
time
anybody
to,
wants to call in,
just remind those of you who may have been holding on to a headline or two. Now is the time, as we are coming close to the end of the show. So if you wanted to get your call in, now's the time to do so, or just hit us up in the live chat.
This one was brought to my attention, and it's wrong on so many levels.
Okay.
Have you ever wondered what Metallica would have sounded like with Dave Mustaine on vocals?
No.
No. And a lot of people probably say no. But this YouTube channel, AI Playgrounds, has.
Oh boy. Dave Mustaine was in Metallica.
Yeah,
so
at the beginning. But they've gone ahead and they've released a version of Master of Puppets with the AI Dave Mustaine singing. And it just sounds wrong. Like, it sounds like somebody took Hetfield's lyrics and just kind of ratcheted the volume up. Like,
I can't even do a Dave Mustaine impression, but in my mind, I'm hearing it like, Master.
Yeah. But like, there's a whole host of videos on this channel, and not just this one, a whole bunch of others. They uploaded one today, and it is James Hetfield circa 1991 singing Elton John's I'm Still Standing. And I'll be damned if it does not sound exactly like him.
We should put a link to that channel in the video description for this one, so people can go check it out. Yeah.
But like, this is just part of an emerging trend where you can now hear practically anything, including like Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob performing Billie Jean, or Hank Hill performing a classic country song. And it's some of them are garbage. Like, it's like you hear it and it's like, yeah, that doesn't, there's hints of the proper sound, but others are like, oh my God, really?
So wait, are they rearranging the songs, or is it the same?
It's an AI vocal performer,
right?
Basically taking samples of the artist's voice and recreating it
as the person,
as that person singing.
But the song structure is the same, and the music is the same.
Yeah. So it might as well be just like an instrumental version of the song.
So it's AI karaoke.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
And like, the James Hetfield one will blow you away how close it sounds.
We'll call it karaoke.
Yeah.
Man.
But the Hank Hill one, honestly, is pretty good too.
Bobby.
Yeah. Dang old Bobby. But going back to the strike. As we try to get away, but we
wait a minute. Now, did you send me this earlier?
I did send you this one.
Stand by, everybody. Stand by as we segue. We have a caller coming in.
Hello.
Hello, you're live on Fandom Power.
Hello. It's good to be here.
Is this Eric the Red Swenson?
That's me. How
Hello,
you doing?
Eric the Red Swenson. Thanks for calling in. What's going on tonight?
Not too much. Just wanted to call in and say hello on this unseasonably hot evening.
Why, hello there. You don't have air conditioning where you are? It's a necessity where I live.
Oh, my air conditioning just cacked out yesterday, so
no, that's awful.
I have to wait for
bad time.
I have to wait for a replacement. Yeah. Well,
what do you want to talk about tonight?
Your commentary on the AI singers brought up something that came out. I think it was like 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
Not AI, but the band Fall Out Boy have released a version of "We Didn't Start the Fire." That covers 1990 to today.
I did hear something about this, and I believe I heard a sample. I also heard that it's been widely criticized.
I mean, I can understand why someone might criticize it, because they go a little bit harder than the original ever did, which is hard to say because the original one went real hard.
The criticism that I've heard is that some of the topics that they chose were maybe not as topical as some of the other things from the past, the decades that it covers. That maybe it was a little too cotton candy, if that's the right word.
Comment coming here.
That might be fair to say.
Facebook user says, I didn't care for it.
I didn't care for it. Facebook user, we're on the same page. I did not care for it either, but it is worthy of talking about.
I haven't heard it yet.
Now let me open up another window here because I just want to see if I can quickly find Fallout Boy. Fallout Boy. We didn't start the fire.
I'm always going to laugh at the name Fallout Boy, though.
Wow. Here we go. So the LA Times, the Los Angeles Times says Fallout Boy updated Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire," and fans say it's unhinged. Unhinged. The pop punk band released the cover Wednesday, announcing on Twitter that the new song covers newsworthy items from 1989 to 2023. The band, fronted by Patrick Stump, reflected on all these important people and events, some that disappeared into the sands of time and others that have changed the world forever. There was a couple things that they Fall Out Boy maintain Joel's catchy guitar melody, but the changes become clear once Stump sings the new opening lyrics. Captain Planet, Arab Springs, LA riots, Rodney King. Deep fakes, earthquakes, Iceland volcano, he sings in another line. Stump lists Meghan Markle, George Floyd, Burj Khalifa, Metroid. Like, these are just like...
Did Captain Planet really change the world?
Captain Planet. Okay, you literally bookended Captain Planet with Rodney King. You know, like, come on. No wonder the song is getting criticized.
Well, I kind of view that more as like sarcastic jabs at what the media considers important, maybe.
Sure.
I don't know.
Well, there's some fan reaction here. This one comes, I think this is a Twitter reaction. Oh yeah, tweeted reporter Richard Newby. It's just 30 plus years of randomly assorted shit. Big Fallout Boy fan here, but for the life of me, I don't understand why their version of "We Didn't Start the Fire" isn't chronological.
Was the original?
I believe it was. Yeah. Yeah.
I think the original was more or less chronological.
I believe that is correct.
Maybe it's just hard to rhyme them chronologically.
Yeah, lyrics rhyming the 2020 murder of George Floyd to the video game Metroid, and a line referring to the 2022 assassination of former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. Shinzo Abe blown away also caught listeners' attention. Of course it would. Oh boy. That's interesting.
Apparently I'm going to have a listen.
Maybe we can use the AI to improve it.
Maybe.
I'm not necessarily for or against AI. We talked about this on the other night, and
we might change your mind here in a minute.
There's always going to be applications for this stuff that are going to be, come from the place of altruism and, humanity's best or better interests, I suppose. But where artists are concerned, AI will never, ever, ever match humanity. It just can't feel the same way that a person can. And so that will never, ever come through. Not in the same way anyway.
True.
Yeah, I guess I might be in the minority, but I feel a little more optimistic about, I don't know that it's going to replace anybody, but I think it's going to make a lot of things easier.
Well, it absolutely will. I mean, I'm very late to the game. For those who didn't follow the last time I talked about this, let me pull the veil back for you. I started using AI to help me build the show, not necessarily the entire show, but when we do our lexicon word game, all the fake definitions are generated by ChatGPT.
Most of the time.
So yes, most of the time, except for when ChatGPT was down last week, and I'm like, I got no fake definitions. I need some fake ones. Somebody bailed me out. But yeah, so for that kind of stuff, sure.
I use ChatGPT to draft a memo to my boss not too long ago.
I'm surprised that it actually understood how military writing.
Honestly, all you have to do is put military style memo, and it spits it out.
Wow.
A recognizable, like, hopefully it impressed me.
Do you print it off and then send it up and have it red penned and sent back to you and then have to redo it by hand?
No. I did most of the red painting myself.
Oh, that's good.
It was surprisingly coherent after just one pass. Like,
Interesting. Yeah, well, that's good to know. I mean, I've read people use it, like coders are using it to do a lot of the bulk coding work. So,
oh my
and
God, absolutely.
I'm not a coder, so
I've also heard from my daughter that some students are using it to write their own reports. And
that's
homework.
There is some of that, yeah.
And they're getting busted because it spits out the same thing for 5 different students.
Of course it does. And I mean, there's software when I was in college the last time, which was mid 2000s. So 2013, 2014, I was still a college student. And at that time, there was software in the system that would read through your paper and would basically pick out all the plagiarized stuff.
They're still using that.
So, yeah. And high schools are using it now.
Yeah.
You know, what's funny is that some of the professors are using ChatGPT to test whether their students have handed in ChatGPT, and apparently it just blanket takes credit for everything.
Oh no! Wow.
So people are getting dinged even when they didn't use it because ChatGPT is like, yeah, I fucking wrote that.
Yeah, isn't that something? Maybe Fall Out Boy should have had them write a song for them.
Maybe.
All right, Eric. Thanks a lot, man. Was there anything else you want to talk about?
No, it's been pretty slow. So just wanted to say hello.
That's awesome. Always great to hear from you. Thank you for being a loyal listener and patron. We always appreciate when you take the time out to call in the show.
Man, absolutely.
Look forward to hearing from you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you around.
All right, thanks a lot, man. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right, man. So, yeah.
See, the live call, it does work.
It does work, yeah. So Fall Out Boy, we didn't start the fire, but apparently we had we just threw gas on it. They threw gas on the fire.
Yeah.
All right.
Boy.
There's still time to call in. Anybody who would wants to have their say, or you can also leave us your comments or your newsworthy item. Throw it up in the live chat. We'd love to talk about it.
This next one,
I've been waiting for this.
It's kind of weird. Apparently, as reported by Twitter user Goth Spider Bitch,
sure,
aka Sarah McGonigal.
Do we know who this person is?
I do not know.
Are they like a prolific?
Red says,
"Oh, we didn't start the dumpster fire, but we did add the gas."
Yeah. But in a retweet that has since been deleted. Cosplayers and influencers are being asked not to cosplay anything that would promote current struck productions.
This is now who's asking them not to do this? This is the question that I have.
The original one was from Esther Guarez.
Tia.
But that whole account has been deleted.
That's an interesting.
But like they said comics, books, and games are fine.
Yeah.
But anything that is currently struck or would be struck if it were produced today, please don't do it. But like
you're trying to address the cosplaying community and get them to do this. Is that someone just like, I'm just going to champion, I'm going to stand with the actors and I'm not going to do that? Like, I read that and my first reaction was,
it's usually fans that are cosplaying.
I'm not a guild member.
No.
So
like, what do they benefit from a cosplayer not cosplaying?
Yeah, you can go fuck your hat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I'm a cosplayer and I'm going to, and that's the thing, conventions are always that place. Like you see it all the time. Yeah. New movies coming out or hasn't even come out yet. We've only gotten a trailer and everybody, like people are already cosplaying those characters. Right. I'm not paying dues to anybody. I don't belong to any union. I'll do whatever the hell I want, especially if I make my own costume.
Yeah, and that's like 90% of them do that.
Yeah. Right? What are you gonna do? So I feel that this is more coming from a place of this person, this Sarah McGonigal. She's doing the I'm gonna champion the cause. Do you know what I mean? Maybe. It kind of comes across that way. Like,
yeah. But like, do influencers and cosplayers really affect it that much?
Yeah. I don't know. Because like, I don't know. There are professional cosplayers.
There are, and they earn a living doing that.
So like I follow a guy on YouTube from Australia, Cosplay Chris, who's done a few Batman versions. He's been invited by Warner Brothers to do appearances as characters he's made costumes from at Sydney premieres.
Now, is he the one that also got a Batmobile?
I don't believe so.
I think there's somebody over in Australia that is like built a Batmobile with their father. And
that's not him.
Okay.
No, that's not him. But I bet you they probably know each other.
Probably.
Yeah. Chris Stanley. Cosplay Chris Stanley. Great YouTube channel, by the way.
Sweet.
Does some action figure customization stuff as well.
Yeah. I follow a few of them myself, like Ivy Doom Kitty, and like they
sure.
are on the Fan Expo circuit.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Pro cosplayer is not a new thing.
No, it's been around for quite a while.
But again, like, I don't belong to the guild. I don't belong to a union. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? And I guess that really, like, you're asking me to take a side in a quasi political issue that I just want to enjoy my entertainment.
Yeah.
I don't want to be involved in this.
No.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I do support the working class actor that is affected by this, but at the same time, like, don't tell me what I can do.
Yeah. Like, look at Margot Robbie with her Barbie thing right now.
Yep.
Is she not still going to get paid?
She's already been paid. She's already put in the work.
Yeah.
She's been paid for that
what's
film.
the harm in somebody cosplaying Barbie at a convention?
Now I want to know what the studios are going to do, because, you know, when they do these deals and it includes these media, these press junkets, now the union says they can't do it. Are the studios going to start, you know, claiming breach because they couldn't go and promote the movie, so therefore we don't have to pay you for that?
Well, based on that earlier comment, maybe.
Do you want to bet some of that's going to happen?
Probably.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But we had mentioned it earlier, and we're finally at it.
This is another one.
Out of order.
This is another one.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Can I read this?
Yeah, go for it.
Vincent D'Onofrio. Now he tweeted this. He says, "My actor and performer friends whom are frequently visiting Comic-Con type events. I think it's important that our reps, and even the people who run the events should be communicating with the SAG-AFTRA very specifically, so that us striking SAG-AFTRA members are supported by the people who run these events and our reps in a way that coincide with the new rules we are under that are in place during the strike. How they publicize us being there, how we are presented there, and such. These guidelines must be followed during these Comic-Cons and events, or they will lose us for sure. I myself will not go if I am represented at the con in a way that breaks the rules of our strike. The actors I know personally will also not cross any lines in our solidarity during this important time. We are on strike. They must change the way they publicize our attendance. It now must follow strike rules. It is inappropriate and breaks our rules that we actors and performers, importantly, must follow. There is a way around this, and I suggest our reps and the event people start talking to SAG-AFTRA immediately if they want us."
Red says Kingpin has spoken.
So, appearing at a convention near you, Vincent D'Onofrio, who may or may not have been in a movie or a TV show you may or may not have heard of, and can't talk about any character he's ever played. Like, another one, like, and fuck off.
Is that just like from a point of, I don't want to do anything that's going to give the other side cause to sue me or breach my contracts or whatever?
I get the spirit of where he's coming from. And I do. It was very clear. Things that have been struck or could be struck. Current productions.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that he can't go in there and talk about his time on
Men in Black?
Right. Or playing the Kingpin for Marvel, which was a Netflix series. How old now?
Yeah. Jurassic World.
Now, mind you, that would be a gray.
Yeah,
because Kingpin's about to return. Active. Yeah, is about to return. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like,
yeah.
If I go in and talk to him about Full Metal Jacket, is he going to be able to talk about Pyle?
Who knows?
There again,
because the way it reads, like, would have been struck.
Yeah.
It would have been struck if it was getting put together right now.
I would,
but that's like everything.
I don't know I would not want to be a convention organizer at this point.
No.
And I mean, I read this and I think, anybody that wants him to go, if he really feels that strongly, just don't do any appearances until it's over.
Yeah.
Just don't do anything.
Yeah.
Do nothing.
Because, like, I'm sorry, your name is enough to sell you. They don't have to say
That's right.
so and so from this movie. They just
That's
say Vincent D'Onofrio is going to be here,
and people will show up.
Yeah.
Oh, he's there. I remember him from blah blah blah. I really love
Kane
that.
Hodder, or
Yeah.
You know, Megan Fox.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter what
anybody.
movies they've done. You know the name.
Fans know who these people are. They know their body of work.
Yeah.
When a fan says, "I'm going to convention A, B, or C, or a fan expo to see so and so," they know the body of work.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to see Stan Lee and Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I'm going to see Kevin Smith, not Silent Bob.
I feel for what he's saying, and yes, there should be some communication between event organizers and the reps. But at the same time,
anyway.
like, as soon as the request goes out, like, it should be the rep. It should be their agents and their reps that are pushing that back. It's, you know,
that's why they have this team of people behind them.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, you want me, Joe Bob, who's a convention organizer, to like understand your rules? No. That's like me telling you that you should know the laws of every province or state that you're in. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, you tell me what M&Ms you want in the bowl.
Yeah, exactly. You want all red ones? Okay,
done.
That's right.
Here's a fun one for us, though.
Okay, yeah, let's do something more fun.
New shirt alert.
Hey, what is this one?
This one is based on the toy photography of our good friend Hank,
who's not here tonight, but we are
out dealing with adult.
Yeah,
stuff.
Adulting again. That's okay.
But we can still promote his new shirt design.
Yes, and if that doesn't work for you, just go fub yourself.
Yeah, because that one's up there too.
That's right. Oh, they look good. Also, you should, show off your own. Yeah, show off your own shirt. That's a great looking shirt. Where'd we get that one from? Look at that.
There we
Tuesday night Random Fandom. You may recognize that logo.
Excellent.
It is.
It's an excellent adventure.
I'd wear it when I want to party on.
Well, not party on. When you want to travel through time.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Be excellent to each other.
That's right. I'd wear it to be excellent.
And party on, dudes.
To make a phone call in the phone booth.
I need George Carlin back.
I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
Sure you do.
I'm too riled up. I'm too riled up from Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh, well, let's bring you back down and scare the crap out of you. AI can now read your brainwaves.
Oh, that's right. We did talk about this earlier this week. Yeah.
Video came out earlier, and some researchers.
I've watched it twice.
Yeah, they've made some breakthroughs in decoding brain signals using AI.
Oh yeah.
So we do have a clip here that'll explain it a hell of a lot better than I will.
All right, let's take a look.
Next, how about this? Can we go from the patterns of your brain when you're looking at an image to reconstructing the image? So the way this worked was they put human beings inside an fMRI machine. They had them look at images and figure out what the patterns are, like translate from image to brain patterns. And then, of course, they would hide the image. So this is a image of a giraffe that the computer has never seen. It's only looking at the fMRI data, and this is what the computer thinks the human is seeing. Yeah. So our thoughts, are starting to be decoded. Yeah. Just think about what this means for authoritarian states, for instance. Or if you want to generate images that maximally activate your pleasure sensor, anything else. Okay, but let's keep going, right? To really get the sense of the combinatorics of this. How about, can we go from Wi-Fi radio signals, sort of like the Wi-Fi routers in your house, they're bouncing off radio signals that work sort of like sonar. Can you go from that to where human beings are, to images? So what they did is they had, a camera looking at a space with people in it. That's sort of like coming in from one eye. The other eye is the radio signals, so sonar from the Wi-Fi router. And they just learned to predict, this is where the human beings are. Then they took away the camera. So all the AI had was the language of radio signals bouncing around a room. And this is what they're able to reconstruct. Real-time 3D pose estimation, right? So suddenly AI has turned every Wi-Fi router into a camera that can work in the dark, specially tuned for tracking living beings.
Well, that's
It's a bit scary, isn't it?
yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. That there's some weird stuff happening. This one though is interesting because remember I said that this stuff is always going to come from a place of like there are applications for this,
Yeah.
and I did
You did mention.
I
one.
did mention something, and I want to bring that up because I think this is a valid point. What about I believe there's a medical application here, and I'm talking about people who are potentially who are comatose, that are unresponsive, they cannot communicate. Could we use this technology to actually measure, to look at their look at their brain activity
and see what they
are
see.
are they dreaming, are they thinking? Could we get a message from our loved ones that are not able to communicate? And if we can we use the technology to inversely send a message back? You know what I mean?
Which, from a medical standpoint, sounds wonderful.
It does, yeah.
Until they say, well, Warner Brothers wants to push something into your brain and you're going to love this movie now. Red says, it's over, man. Skynet is live.
It's over, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, that was sort of my thought.
It is interesting. It is scary as hell.
With all of the checks and balances in place. I don't know. At some point, we're going to have we are going to reach that,
there's a tipping point
that
that's coming.
Industrial or
if it's not
computer singularity. Yeah. Machines making machines. How weird,
Yeah. But let's lighten the mood here.
Sure.
Before we
Yeah.
end it off tonight.
Okay.
Because this is something AI cannot replicate.
Oh yeah.
Fans of boxing.
Yep.
Might have been left stunned as content
Oh
creator
my
Danielle
gosh.
Helmsley flashed the crowd after winning her first boxing match.
Yeah, she's also an OnlyFans.
She is a content creator. Yes.
Can we call content
It's
creator?
a content creator.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Some other boxers have come out saying and condemned the action, saying it puts women's boxing back. But others say we're at a point where it shouldn't matter. They're just boobs.
I read something where she said that's how she expresses herself. And I'm just like, really?
You know what? It's not that uncommon. Like, how many times have you seen like a sports guy rip his jersey off and wing it around?
No, that's
after,
true.
Like, a goal
that is true. You are absolutely right.
Even in the Big Bang Theory, after they won their physics bowl, Wolowitz, rips his shirt off and is like dancing around.
You are right. You are right. I guess it's just there is a shock value. Yeah, there really is. There really is.
But Helmsley has issued apology writing. She apologized to anybody that may have felt offended by her excitement, but she also revealed that it wasn't supposed to go like that. There were actually supposed to be tassels on, but because she sweated through the match, they got stuck to the bra, and when the bra came up, the tassels went with it.
They came off.
Okay. But I mean, really, in this day and age, who cares anymore?
That just sounds like
she was happy.
That sounds like damage control for a stunt gone wrong.
It might be.
That's what it sounds like.
It might very well.
I mean, do whatever you want. Again, but it's not consequence free.
No.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
what's Red saying over there?
Red says, free the boobies, man. Lord knows I've seen enough man titties in my time.
Well, that's true too.
And dudes do, they celebrate. This was her first win.
Oh,
she
well,
was
good for her.
Crazy excited by this.
Good for her.
So not only did she kick ass, she celebrated afterwards.
Yep.
So there's that. Let's end it on a happy note there. Celebratory boobs.
On that note, we are at the bottom end of the show. So this is the final last call for last call before we hit that segment where Andy, you and all of the other folks with access are out there in the aisles hunting for all of us. So you can save us a few dollars with this week's toy hunting at Dollarama Toy Tip.
Yep. So this week we got a couple new ones. Marvel Battle World packs are hitting the shelves. They're going for $5 and they regularly retail for $18.99.
I don't think I know what these are.
I think it's a new thing where they're like about 1.5 inches high.
Like a minifigure?
Like a minifigure, but you get 2 of them in the pack.
Yeah.
And they can battle, or you have your little battles with them. They come with cards and stats.
Sure.
So. And the other thing that showed up is Funko enamel pins.
Oh, that's cool.
So they're the height of a regular Funko Pop, but they're like a full-on enamel pin.
Now, I have seen the pins before. I thought they were interesting. I don't know if
they're not for everybody.
No.
For $5, they're not bad because they regularly retail for $14.98.
And I mean,
at Toys R Us,
that Carnage. I mean,
it's a good looking Carnage.
It's pretty cool.
And they also had George and Elaine from Seinfeld. So if you're a Seinfeld fan,
I mean, the footprint, it's cheaper than a pop vinyl, and it's made of metal, and it has like, you know, a fraction of the footprint as a full size pop vinyl. So.
Yeah.
Go get your big headed toy without the toy.
Yeah, exactly. Just something you can pin on something else.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, that's it. It's been another full round of entertainment news. Wow, you weren't kidding. We really did focus on the strike.
A lot of strike stuff.
A lot of strike stuff. You know, I wonder if that's going to be dominating sort of
I think it is going to be the thing to talk about for the next while.
I think
unfortunately
we may have to dip into some other areas. Let's maybe refocus the show for a while and look at some of the other stuff. I mean, there's lots of stuff happening in music, and of course there's always, you and I both love toys, so that's always going to be sort of on the radar. As always, guys, looking forward to hearing from you guys. Keep in mind, it is a call-in show. It is audience participation, so we highly encourage, would love to hear from you about what is important entertainment wise in your world. So do keep us in mind, when you come to the show next Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we will be back next Tuesday. Don't forget our ongoing Road to Ahsoka review series continues on Sunday with a double dose of Star Wars Rebels. It is the Shadow of the Apprentice.
Twilight of the Apprentice.
Oh my God, I got to get this right.
There's a lot of them.
The Twilight of the Apprentice. It's a double Rebels episode.
It's a good one too.
Yeah, don't forget, we just like I said, we did a big deep dive on the Ahsoka trailer last week. If you haven't checked out it already, you can go back and find that. It's our last video over on the YouTube channel. And I think that's it for me.
Yeah, that's about all I've got.
All right, everybody, happy to sit down and do this with you guys. We'll be back again on Sunday. And of course, if not then, see you next Tuesday.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
For Phantom Power, my name is Wes.
I'm Andy.
And we will see you on the next one. Bye for now.